Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Mohammed, your personal PMP coach from Certified with Ease, coming back to you guys with another brand new video. In this video, we are going to talk about some fundamental keywords you can expect on the exam. Keywords that will lead you to the answer. Very, very important topic. Remember, guys, the PMP is a standardized exam. Every standardized exam follows a pattern. If you crack that pattern, the exam is yours. That's why we focus on principles and logic and how to approach a problem in a very simplistic three-step way as opposed to memorizing. If you want the entire package, guys, remember we have a PMP Accelerator course full of foundational questions that you can actually expect on the exam that cover every single topic, fundamental theory, so you don't have to memorize the entire textbook, just the topics you need. We have exam simulators. We have group live sessions, pre-recorded sessions as well. We have a cheat sheet term section, everything in order for you to get certified. Now, this was specifically made for parents that are time strapped, that work 9 to 5 and want to advance in their career, get PMP certified. Also for individuals that don't want to study for 3 to 4 months, that want to get certified in 30 days with just spending 30 minutes a day, okay? 30 days, 30 minutes a day. If that's what you're looking for, you want to get certified and you want to approach this exam in a very logical way, book an appointment with us and we can discuss further. Without further ado, let's jump into this video right now. PMP exam keywords, answer in seconds. A little disclaimer, guys. Little disclaimer. Okay? The disclaimer here is going to be that you need to practice. You need to practice. Forgive me for my handwriting, but hopefully it's legible. You need to practice. I don't want you guys to come to me and say, hey, Mohammed, I did the exam and I didn't see all the keywords and stuff. Yes. Remember, it's not always about the keywords, but it's about the concept surrounding the keywords. That's what we have the 23 mindset principles, right? But anyways, let's get into it right now. You'll understand what I'm talking about as we progress. Awesome. Correct answers. Okay, so what are some keywords that indicate the answer is correct? Okay, so we'll have a correct answer section and an incorrect answer section. By the way, guys, these are for my personal notes. So you guys are getting some insight on what I used to study, what I used to actually teach people as well. Okay. All right. Collaboration and engagement. So what are some keywords? So you have collaboration, which is one. Okay. This is something that is obvious, it's in the title. And engagement as well, okay? Engagement as well. We're going to talk about other keywords as well, but these are the main two ones, especially engagement. This is where the project manager, the PM, participates, okay? Now, the word participates is not that common. But remember, we want the idea behind these keywords. When you engage with your team, you're involving them. You're making them participate. When you have a new stakeholder, what do you have to do? You put them in the stakeholder engagement or stakeholder register, but then you follow the stakeholder engagement plan to understand how you need to engage with this individual. So engagement is a very, very powerful keyword that you will see on the exam. And a lot of the times, these keywords are synonymous for principle number one, okay? If you guys remember what principle number one is the most common principle that you will see on the exam. Take a step back. Anytime you face a problem, let's say a new stakeholder comes in. The new stakeholder doesn't know what's going on. Instead of jumping to an answer and saying, you know what, get rid of the stakeholder. Take a step back. Assess the situation. Engage the stakeholder. Discuss things with the stakeholder. Involve the stakeholder. Collaborate with the stakeholder. Okay? So these are common keywords for collaboration and engagement. Okay, so you also have involve, which is another one, right? And then you have consult or discuss. Okay. So I'm going to highlight the most common ones you can expect on the exam. You have engagement, and you have discuss. But they mean the same thing, guys. Principle number one, you take that step back and you engage, you discuss, you find out more information so that you can effectively move on. Okay, so if you see these keywords on your exam, remember, very careful. Don't just circle it, don't just select it. You need to see how it fits in the question. You need to see if it's the best answer. Okay, but that is collaboration and engagement. Let us move on. All right, analysis and evaluation. Again, this is synonymous for principle number one as well. This is why I love principle number one. Right, this is why I love principle number one, because principle number one accommodates and it includes so many different scenarios and so many different situations, so many different keywords. Okay, so some common keywords here are assess. You have analyze, like the title indicates. You got evaluate. You got review. Okay. And I'm going to include this, but I don't see this anymore. Examine. Okay. I don't see this anymore. Remember, these are for my personal notes. I've been using this, using these keywords when I was studying, and now you're getting some clues as to what you can expect. But from teaching others and coaching others, I don't see the keyword examine anymore. I'm just going to keep that in brackets just in case you do see it. But the most common ones over here are going to be what? Are going to be assess, analyze. I forgot to mention one more. Just 1 second. Evaluate and investigate. Investigate. Now, what are we trying to achieve here? Again, we link it to principle number one. Why? Because it's something that's found in principle number one. Let's say, for example, you are a project manager, everything is going well, and then all of a sudden, there's a problem in the operations department. And now you're wondering, if there's a problem in the operations department, my project is going to be delayed because we need to produce this product that's due soon. And the operations team is responsible for that. Are we going to go straight away and say, you know what, let me go to the sponsor. Hey, sponsor, we're having a problem. I'm sorry, but the project's going to be delayed by 4 months. No, we are going to analyze and evaluate the situation. We're going to apply principle number one, whether that be through assessing the situation, investigating, finding more information, analyzing, evaluating what is happening. We're going to do that so that we can do one fundamental thing, to find out more, collect more information. Knowledge is power. Okay? These are some keywords that you want to look out for when it comes to these, okay? Awesome. We're doing great so far. I don't want to make this video too long because I want you guys to start applying this. Okay? So let's move on. All right, adaptability and flexibility. What are some keywords here? The most common keyword is align. Other ones that are not that common, I've seen it maybe a couple of times. You have adapt, like the title indicates. You have tailor, okay. But the most common one is going to be align. All right. When will you see the situation? Let's say you're in a stakeholder meeting and you notice that all your stakeholders are giving different perspectives. They're throwing different ideas out. No one is on the same page. Now, this means one thing and one thing only. The objectives are unclear. When you have too many opinions, objectives are unclear. Let me ask you this question. You guys ever go to your meetings and people are just throwing out ideas and different perspectives and opinions, and you're like, whoa, what is going on? This 2-hour long meeting could have been done in 15 minutes if everyone was aligned. Very important, okay? So when you have a situation like that, what the project manager should do is align everyone. Align the stakeholders and the objectives, okay? So this is a very, very important keyword. I've seen it. So make sure you know it. Okay. So you don't have to really memorize the titles, but just the keywords. Okay. Remember the keywords. Awesome. We're doing great so far. All right. Servant leadership, big one. This is going to be something that that you will see on your exam without a doubt. So servant leadership, think about this. Okay. How should a caring parent act? Okay. How should a caring parent act towards their kids? So a caring parent wants their kids to grow, to develop, to shine, they want to be so supportive of them. They want to motivate them, guide them, coach them. So what are some keywords that we can expect? And this is how you want to act towards your team according to the PMI, right? So we have some words like support. Common word right here, support. We have guide. We have guide. Okay, way to use that one. Coach as well. Coach is a good word. Okay. You have other words as well, like listen or actively listen. Right? It's a very, very important word. And then you got the idea. The difference between a leader and a manager. I'm going to talk about this soon. But what are the common keywords? Let's highlight some. Support. You have guide as well, yes. Coach and listen. Okay? These are the most common ones. Now, leader versus a manager. Both of these are needed in a project manager, without a doubt. Sometimes people just don't do their work. They take advantage. This, that, and the third. You need to be a manager. A leader is someone who pushes others to become a leader. Think about that. Okay? That's an easy way to remember servant leadership. If I support you, if I guide you, if I coach you, I want you to be someone better. I want you to be someone better than what you are right now. A manager gets the job done, though. Okay? The manager gets the job done, especially when things are going south. All right? But these are the keywords that you want to look out for. Support, guide, coach, listen, and actively listen. I've seen this a lot as well. Okay? Awesome. Let us talk about planning and strategic thinking. All right, so we have some keywords over here. Identify. Now, again, this is synonymous. Principle number 1, define. Okay. You have prioritize, right? Prioritize is very, very popular for agile projects because of the backlog. All right, so these are the keywords over here. Okay, so let's say identify, for example. You're going through a project and you run into a problem. Identify the root cause. Before jumping to a solution, find out more information. You can do that through identifying. So again, synonymous for principle number 1. Very important. I want to see you. If you're taking the exam and you haven't studied and you want to run this experiment, just remember principle number 1 and try to take the exam. I want to see how well you do. If you got time to spare and you got money to spare, because it does cost money to take the exam, okay? But that'll be interesting because I've seen a lot of problems. The majority of the problems on the PMP exam follow this principle, okay? You just have to know how to identify it, okay? So these 3 keywords over here are all popular. This one, especially for agile projects. Awesome, guys. Okay, now it comes to incorrect answers. Now, incorrect answers, not as many as the correct answers, but we will still discuss. Okay? Delay, principle number 2. Now, in real life, projects are always delayed. When it comes to the PMP best practices, you don't want to delay anything. So what are some keywords that indicate that indicate delay. Okay, so we have wait, we have postpone. That's a famous one as well. We have delay, right? We have all these keywords that indicate a delay. But remember, we're trying to understand the notion behind it. If I don't see these keywords, but I see something indicating that it's going to be delayed. So for example, so let's say we're dealing with a serious problem and they say wait, or wait is one of our keywords, or address the issue after the retrospective. Let's say it's an issue that we can't ignore, we can't delay. Addressing the issue after the retrospective is going to cause a delay. Okay? So remember, this is the idea, this is the notion, the idea behind delaying. And this over here are the keywords that are in your face, direct, that will tell you that things are being delayed. Okay? Never delay. Controlling or micromanaging. So we talked about this. Now at times you have to be a manager, but you don't want to select that option right away. So if you come across these keywords, okay, it can be the answer, but most probably won't be. There's most probably another solution that you can go for. Demand. Okay, demand is another common word. You have demand, you have direct. Okay, you have replace. I'm going to talk about this. Okay, and you have this concept of firing, which kind of goes hand to hand with replacing. But it's this concept. So you won't see the word fire, like fire this employee, fire that employee, but you have this concept. Okay, we'll talk about it. So you never want to demand as a project manager, even though it makes sense, even though you can do that, even though some scenarios will necessitate that. But try to look for the answer that's more aligned with servant leadership. Okay, so number one, servant leader. Remember, we're taking an exam-focused approach. Okay, and number two, manager. Fire. You never want to, even if your team messes up, you don't want to fire them. You want to assess the situation, you want to help them out. Okay, that's what they mean. Even replace, so these go hand to hand, right? You never want to replace them. They're your team members, you stick with them till the end. And I know in real life we won't do that. I know that's not how things work, but we're focused on the PMP exam right now. Okay? So hopefully that's clear. And let us get to the last section, my favorite section. All right, there's only two keywords here. The most famous one is this one, escalate, right? So we got escalate. Now I've seen a lot of other PMP instructors saying that, escalate is a solution. And I've even seen it. Some of my students have sent me screenshots of study hall questions that say escalate's the answer. Now, our scope is focused on the PMP exam. Are you going to escalate in real life? 100%. Everyone does it. Someone's causing you problems, someone's not doing their work, I'm going to escalate it. I don't got time to deal with that. When it comes to the PMP exam, guys, never escalate. Unfortunately, some study hall questions they contradict this principle. But when it comes to your exam, and I know the study hall and the exam are from the same company, so it should match, no? Yes, but for some reason, a lot of times it doesn't, which is weird. But you never want to escalate. Just remember that. The E word gone. Now the PMP exam is changing a little bit. They're being a little bit sneaky. You don't want to notify as well. Let me explain. If the situation does not involve someone, let's say the situation is dealing with the project manager is dealing with the employee ran into some problems, project manager is talking with the employee, and then all of a sudden the answer says notify HR. No, HR has nothing to do with the problem. If you need to involve someone, it will be clear or they'll be mentioned in the question. Okay? So these are the keywords that you want to look out for. Okay? Never do that. All right, awesome guys. So we are done this video. Hopefully it helped. I want to make it short and concise and straight to the point. Now again, if you're interested in the PMP Accelerator program, get certified in 30 days by just spending 30 minutes a day. We will make you a custom game plan, give you everything you need in one spot so there's no confusion. You'll have questions that you can actually, or the concepts that you can actually expect on the exam. Imagine solving questions that cover all the topics on the exam. When you get to the exam, you'll be prepared. We have a personal PMP coach that can help you as well. So book your session with us and let's see if you qualify for this program. Take care and have a fantastic rest of the day. I will see you and have a great day.